So while we were in Germany, we were mainly there, well, the purpose I was going to Germany was to visit my family. So we were mainly there to visit them, but because it was Brianne's first time, we went on a road trip. Of course, I had to take her to like my favorite places, but I also decided to take her to at least one new place for me. So we started our road trip going to Quedlinburg.
And we're off.
We're off.
We don't really know where we're headed. Do you?
No.
We made it to Quedlinburg. We started the day driving to Quedlinburg and touring around there. And Quedlinburg was the original capital of Germany. So it is a very, very old place. I believe the castle is around 900 years old. And the church is connected to the castle, and there are kings buried there that are 600-700 years old. Yeah, it's mind-blowing.
There you go.
Time for lunch.
Our creative lunch, eh? It's pretty, you know, with a view of a castle, if you can see it.
After we went to Quedlinburg, I wanted to take Brianne to one of my favorite places that I hadn't visited since I was 15. And we went to Hexentanzplatz, which is just outside of Thale, and it's up in the mountains. And this is one of my, it really is a place for kids, but it's one of my favorite places to go and see as a tourist attraction in the Harz Mountains. Hexentanzplatz is where the witches dance, is what it is. So you will find a lot of witches there, and they're actually kitchen witches, and everyone in my family in my immediate family anyway, has a kitchen witch for their kitchens, which bring good luck while you're cooking. Just a random side story there. And when we got there, Brianne found something out. What did you find?
A roller coaster.
A little bit excited.
So we went and toured around, and the view that you get to see while you're up there, it's not the highest peak in central Germany for the mountains, but it is quite high up, and so you get to see a really neat view, and it's beautiful. It's just a beautiful place to go visit. There's a lot of different things you can do, like there's a wildlife park, and there's a roller coaster, and there's lots of different places to walk, and you can actually go up to 2 different areas. So we went to Hexentanzplatz, but there's another gondola that takes you to another area in the park. We didn't do that one this time. But yeah, so we went to Hexentanzplatz. We were actually trying to get to a different peak which had a hiking trail, and we got a little lost. So we got onto this crazy windy road that was single lane, crazy sharp corners, and after we got to the other side of it, I said, I'm not turning back and I'm not going down that road again. So we just kept going. We found this really small cute village, and we went, of course, and we went and took pictures. And then we decided that we were going to try and find the caves, which we did. So we went to the caves that are a part of the Harz Mountains, and they're very old, and so yeah, this is a funny story. So they're in Rubeland, which we got there super easy once we figured out where to go. And and you'll find them. They're just in the mountains because you have to go underneath. But the tour wasn't all German. And I can understand quite a bit of German just in everyday conversations, but not when they're talking about like details about the caves and like what they're made of and everything. So really that entire tour for us, like, it was really cool to see, but it wasn't really worth it because we didn't understand any of it. None of it. So I had our relatives explain it to us afterwards, and then it all made sense, and they were really neat to see. But you can book an English tour, you just have to book it before you go, which we didn't do. So then after the caves, we were going to stay with one of my family members in Wernigerode, which is my favorite place to travel to. If I had to pick my favorite place in the world to visit, this would be it. Welcome to Wernigerode.
Well, this is how every street looks.
And Wernigerode has a very, very cool castle that you actually can go inside and explore the whole thing. You have to pay to get in, of course, but that's how they maintain and restore the castle. So go see the castle, Wernigerode, of course.
We found our castle.
Are one of my favorite things to just walk down. Every single street is like a fairy tale. You're just walking in one of those beautiful places. And so another thing you can do in Wernigerode, which I hadn't done before, is you can go on an old train, like a 100-year-old steam train that is, runs on coal. So we got to do that. We went on a little 40-minute train ride and up through the Harz Mountains, and that was a great way to end our day and tour in Wernigerode. So after that, we drove home. Home is to where we were staying, our home base in Germany. But on the way there, we stopped in 2 different places. We went to Halberstadt and Korpenstadt, and then the highway was closed. So we got lost again. Road trips in Germany. So when they are doing highway repairs, because there's so many different ways of getting around, if you know them, they shut down entire highways from town to town unless you live there. So the entire highway was shut down from point A to point B and where we needed to go, and I completely forgot about the other way that we could go to get back. So we took a 2-hour detour and got to go on the Autobahn, which is the highway with no speed limit. So that was fun, of course, because I enjoy it. Then we finally made it home after 2 hours of getting a little lost. So the next road trip we did was we went to the place where Volkswagens are made. So we went to the Autostadt, which is the Volkswagen factory, and I didn't actually think that Brienne would enjoy it as much as she did, but she loved it, and I love it too. It is so cool to get to go see, like, there's like the Porsche and the Audi museum, and then there's the museum with all the different cars, from the first ones that were built all the way to the brand new ones, and it's a really, really cool place to go.
And where are we?
Volkswagen Factory!
Yeah. Where you can go and pick out any car you want.
So we went and toured the Autostadt and did a little bit of shopping, and then we came back and visited more family in the afternoon. That is all. So that was our little road trip while we were in Germany, and it's amazing, fun, and it's one of my favorite places to visit, as that's where I have a lot of family. So it's like my second home, and I was thrilled to be able to share it. So I hope you enjoyed.